Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Hillary, and this is our old world home. As many of you know, if you follow along with my channel, we live in a smaller home. By American standards, I would say. It's exactly the amount of square footage that we need as a family of 5. So I wanted to share with you guys today some ways that you can make your small home still feel really special. My first tip is to update the light fixtures in a room. Secondary to painting the walls, I think changing out your light fixtures makes such a high impact, and it doesn't have to cost a ton of money, but it will make that room feel more special. Since it's a built-in part of the room, it's something you have to have. If you just make the intentional choice to make those structural pieces really beautiful and really classic, or whatever your style is. We did this in our dining room and kitchen. We actually put in the same fixture because the rooms are open to one another, and I think it totally changed the whole feel of the room. And actually in our dining room kitchen area, right above the door to our basement and the door out to our sunroom, we changed it out for a really beautiful flush mounted light fixture. As soon as that clearance sale hit, I jumped on it and grabbed it. I think it's so beautiful, and again, instead of it just being like an overlooked area of our home, now it feels really special. In our master bedroom, we put in wall mounted sconces, which we really loved. It kept everything up off of the night table, which is actually really smart because our room is not very big, and it cleared off that surface. I would actually really love to update the lighting in our daughter's room. I have a plug-in light fixture that I found at a kids consignment sale, and I would love to swap out the ceiling fan that has a light, which we never use the fan. I would love to put this little mini chandelier there, and I think that would be really beautiful. My second tip for making a small home feel really special is to add in architectural elements. Again, it's something that's built into the home itself, the structure of the home, and it's not just an accessory piece that can get moved around. So in our dining room and kitchen, again, we added board and batten to the wall, which really opened up the space, especially our dining room. It was just a blank box. There was nothing special about it whatsoever. So with some trim and some molding, I added that board and batten, and now it creates a ledge for my silver collection, which again makes the room feel more special. And even if there were no accessories at all in that space, just the light fixture and the board and batten alone really transformed it. And then we added board and batten to our son's nursery as well, and again, instead of it just being, you know, walls that were painted a color, now it has this architectural element and it feels more special. Another architectural element that I loved in our old house that we don't have here was the built-in bookshelves that we had in our living room, and this was so easy to create. We just bought freestanding bookshelves off of Craigslist that had the cabinets on the bottom. We built them up a little bit taller to go all the way to the ceiling, and then when we did our crown molding in that room, we wrapped it around the built-ins to make them really truly look built in. I would love to do something like that in this home maybe one day, but that is also another way to create that architectural, you know, interest in a space. Something else we did that was kind of architectural in our kitchen was to add in our island. We just bought kitchen cabinets from a Habitat Restore, and then I trimmed them out on the sides and on the back to kind of give it that board and batten look, instead of just going with the white that our cabinets were, which is totally fine. I love an all white kitchen, but I also wanted to add in a little bit of a special color, so we went with this really deep hunter green, which feels very classic and timeless to me. I did just kind of touch on this, but adding crown molding, this is definitely on our to-do list that we would love to do pretty much in the entire house. It really does add such a special touch to your home to have crown molding, especially if you do it a little bit thicker than traditional crown molding. It just makes it all the better. Another way to make your home feel special is to invest in special pieces. When you have a small home, you can't just clutter it up with a ton of furniture and a ton of artwork and a ton of little knickknacks everywhere. That's just gonna make it feel tighter. So you can only have a limited number of furniture pieces and artwork on your walls. So be intentional about finding unique and special pieces. You guys know that I love to go thrift shopping. I love to find deals and furniture on the side of the road, and that's really my style. I know not everyone has that style, but all the time people will say, where did you find that? Where did you get that? I've never seen that before. And that makes your home feel more special instead of just filling a space because you feel like you need to fill it, so you go to Target or Home Goods and you buy the things that everyone has. It doesn't feel as special as something that you hunted for, and it's something that has character and history. I just think that makes a small home feel much more interesting. And I feel like you can also never go wrong with family photos or photos of your children in your home. Again, when wall space is limited, you're being selective about the ones that you're choosing, so those are going to be really special photos that you really want to look at on a day-to-day basis. And when it comes to frames, I feel like sticking to one kind of frame color really goes a long way in a small home. So in our home, we really stick to brass colors, some black, and warm woods. That's really the color scheme that I go for in my picture frames. So when you walk throughout our home, everything kind of is cohesive. My next tip is to go for the fresh flowers and the fresh plants in a small space. There are a lot of great faux flowers. They have come a long way, and I think a lot of them can be very realistic, but when they're in your face, like on your dining room table, on your kitchen counter, I feel like you just can't beat the real thing when it comes to a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and it's totally worth the $5 at a grocery store to make that simple update. It goes such a long way in a small space. And when it comes to accessories and, you know, items that you want to display on different surfaces, I would absolutely say to go bigger rather than a lot of little tchotchkes here and there. You think in a small space that everything needs to be small, and I need to have a small couch, and I need to have a small desk, but really a larger item fills the space more and again makes it feel more special. And if you have just one beautiful decorative item on a surface, it has more presence than a lot of little things that kind of make the space look cluttered. Which leads me to my last tip, and that is one of my favorite things I've ever heard, and that is clean is free. You don't have to have a single dime in your bank account to have a clean home and to showcase the items that you really do love by clearing out the clutter that is around them and really putting the emphasis on these beautiful collected items that you have in your home. Cleaning costs you nothing and will make your space feel larger and more special. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips for how to make your home feel special. Leave me a comment down below. Do you live in a large house, a small house? I'd love to hear it. If you are new to my channel, be sure to stick around and subscribe. I do love to share all about our home and decorating and making things really beautiful without spending a ton of money. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.